We're up nice and early today, so let's get through lots of your guys' comments and questions, shall we? Why have the PC hooked up to the TV? So that I can use it, so that I can watch and play stuff. Do you play 360 games on a 3C or Series X if it's backwards compatible? It's a good one. It's a good question. So, for those that don't know, the Series X is, for the most part, completely backwards compatible with all the other Xboxes except for the original Xbox. Although in some instances it's actually backwards compatible there too. But there are a handful of games that are only on the 360 that you have to play on a 360, which is kind of annoying. But the good thing is that at least 360s are dirt cheap and still function through HDMI. They're not old enough yet that it's like PS2 or Wii where it's a problem. In which case, generally, I'll default to using the Series X for Xbox 360 stuff because often it's improved. Like, I think one of the better ways to play Fallout, for example, is on the Series X because of the frame rate boost and that sort of thing. Whereas 360, I will use that for things that are only on that system. So the Spider-Man games earlier this year, I had to play on the 360, for example. How many remotes do I have with my setup? This is a good question because I try and avoid as many remotes as I can because I don't like having stuff on my quick desk, except for salt and ketchup, obviously, because those are used in every meal. I only usually use 2 remotes, 3 if you count my phone. So there's this one here for the HDMI switch. But then the good thing is because everything is passed through the HDMI sync box, if I go to the Philips Hue app on my phone, I can go into sync in here, I can click what, and then I can flick between things in here. So watch this. If I want the PS5 to display on my TV, give it a sec, give it a sec, give it a few more sec, there you go. If I want the Series X, because apparently they're both turned on right now for reasons, it'll flip between it. And now if I want to go back to PC, there we go. I can also program my actual LG TV remote to work with the Philips Hue Sync box so that I can use the 1 through 9 to flick between them as well to make it even easier. And apparently I can do that with my HDMI switch because it has CEC detection, which so does the TV. And then I wouldn't need this little remote anymore. And if I could work out how to do that, that'd be fantabby-dozy. But I tried the other day for quite a while and I can't get that to work. I wish that would work. That'd be brilliant. I know that you're a PlayStation fan mainly, but what Switch games do you play when you get the itch? I'll be honest with you, I've barely used my Switch. I don't even have that many Switch games. Let's go over and have a look at what I've got. So we're up here. I've got Super Mario Maker 2, Breath of the Wild, Luigi's Mansion 3, Pokemon Sword. That's probably the one I've played the most. Animal Crossing New Horizons, which was my partner's because, let's be real here, it was lockdown and they all did that. Dragon Quest Monsters Joker. Nope, The Dark Prince, which is another one in the Joker lineup. I need to play that. That's what I'm looking forward to. I'm going to put a lot of hours into that at some point. And then the 3 Bayonetta games, although I'm a smidge concerned that one of them doesn't have the other ones because it was DLC and I got it from CX, but who knows. I have barely played my Switch. I've got it for when I need it, so I've never really been a big Zelda guy. Like, I've not really played Breath of the Wild. That's why I don't own the sequel, for example. But at some point we'll get round to it. At some point. It's there for when I need it, and that's kind of how I do life, is everything's there when I need it. This is a good one when it focuses. The question is, what's your Wi-Fi setup and any tips to improve it? Bloody awful, fella. It's arguably the weakest part of my setup. We pay a fortune for some of the best internet that BT can provide, and yet we never get it. Sadly, everything in my room is Wi-Fi'd rather than Ethernet hardwired. We got this little disc sent to us a while ago that's supposed to boost everything, and it did a little bit. But the problem is that because of the location of the router, there's no way seemingly to get Ethernet up here without it being a right mess or literal destruction of walls when it comes to what the electrician said he would need to do to make that happen. The engineer from BT, or whatever the bloody hell they call them, came over and he inspected our speeds and he was like, yeah, this is not good. This is not good enough. We need to fix this, because he turns out he was a follower, so he was pretty eager to get it sorted. We've never heard back from that, though. We were told that we'd be reached out to again, and we haven't been. We've managed to negotiate a lower price because of the poor speeds, but yeah, it's kind of annoying. Thankfully for me, it's not too much of a problem. My videos still upload rapidly, or rapid enough, and it's still far and beyond. I remember when like a good upload speed was like 0.5. Now a good upload speed is like upwards of 100, so it's quick enough. And I don't play online games ever, really, so it's also not a concern there. Someone just asked me how much my room is worth in terms of stuff in here, and Christ, that's a scary thought. I don't know the answer to that one. Tens of thousands, though, because I valued all my games like 3 months ago, and the games came to 10,000 alone. TV's 3,000. PC's currently 2,000, and that's going to take a jump soon. The air conditioning over there was 3,000. The Philips Hue sync box, 500. I've got 3 DJIs, my Pocket 3s in here. They're 600 a piece. My Canon M50 is another 3. The lens on that's another 200. That's another 5 in total. I've probably got 300 quid's worth of tripods sat around me. Yeah. It's a scary thought. A lot. Definitely a lot. Jesus Christ, lads. Who buys discs anymore? The algorithm is a wonderful thing, do you not think? Like, it's crazy that... It's crazy that... Without it being an insult to that dude, he is very, very new to the account. And this is what I think is so cool about social media, is there doesn't seem to be an upper limit, you know? You can get as many views as you like. There will always be people that are new to you. You can be doing it for as long as you want, and there will always be people that are new to you and your content, and I think that's brilliant. So I love physical media to the point where it isn't necessarily the game itself that holds the value to me. It's just being able to look at it sometimes and feel it and own it. Ownership is a wonderful thing. For example, hang on, let me walk you around my room a little bit. There are things that I never ever use that I just love owning because I look at them and think, better times. Up there, those, my Digimon box sets. They bring me back to such wonderful memories that I used to spend time with my nan when I was a kid. If we go back over here, the reflection's going to make this hard, but because, you know, these cards are worth nothing. These are, like, monetarily, they're not expensive even slightly, but I love them. You could play some sort of digital Yu-Gi-Oh game and, you know, have the cards that way and have them even serve a purpose. But I don't know. This could be a good thumbnail shot because I've got the space over there for the, thumbnail shots. It's just one of them, isn't it? I love owning the physical stuff. A lot of, I think, physical collectors are really anti-digital media as well. I'm not. I'm pro doing what's best. I'm pro options. In a world like today, we need as many options as we possibly can. Games are getting more expensive year on year. If I was a child right now and games cost like 70 quid like they sometimes do, I don't think I could have games anymore. I think that they would have priced my mother or my nan out of being able to buy me games. It would just be... If I was getting games, it'd be way fewer. In which case, having the ability to get them digitally for way cheaper sometimes, or having the ability to go digital and do game sharing, or digital and use a streaming service, is all a brilliant option. And the more options we have, the more competitive the prices are going to be. Because I tell you what, guys, the day that physical media is only available, the day that games are only ever available directly through first-party publishers like Sony or Microsoft, is the day that prices probably don't go much lower ever again. We probably won't see huge sales and publisher sales and things like that, because there's no competition at that point. Sales are often to get you to buy from them instead of elsewhere, but if there's only one place to buy from, and we don't have options, why bother with a sale? Here's an interesting one. Thinking about the Force Unleashed thing and different stories on old generation consoles, do you know why World at War was released on PlayStation 2, but Modern Warfare was not? See, that's an interesting one. So that comes from, I mentioned today that if you played Star Wars The Force Unleashed on PlayStation 3, you did not play the PlayStation 2 game. It's a different game entirely. Now, if we just take a look at this. This is Call of Duty 5, Call of Duty World at War. It has a PlayStation 2 version as well, which is Call of Duty World at War Final Fronts. And once again, it is an entirely different game. So basically, Call of Duty 4 didn't get one, but Call of Duty 5 did. I think it's just because they just didn't want to make the one for 4. You know, I've never thought about it until now. In fact, they're in the wrong order, and that's bothering me to look at. Like, it's really bothering me to look at. Look at that, it goes Call of Duty 2, 3, 1, and 5. Yeah, that's annoying. We'll need to fix that. Just maybe not right now. But I guess they just, I don't know, I guess they just didn't want the extra work to have to do that, I suppose. This is an interesting one. Don't know if this is true. GTA 4 Remastered has been spotted on Instant Gaming due to release 2025. When's GTA 6 out? Is that 2025? Because I don't see them remastering GTA 4 the same year that GTA 6 comes out. Call of Duty learnt that lesson a decade ago with Infinite Warfare and Modern Warfare Remastered, where releasing 2 games pretty much on the same day completely split the player base. I don't see them doing that. I could see them maybe releasing like a remaster in 2025 to hold people off for GTA 6 in 2026. That would make more sense. I don't know when GTA 6 is going to come out, because I remember when I've not even watched the trailer, to be honest with you, because I remember when the first trailer came out, I was like, okay, it's going to be years, because they wouldn't announce it. That's the way games are these days. It's kind of upsetting, but like, it's very common for the huge games like that to be announced and not come out for years. For example, if we ever get more Elder Scrolls stuff, it'll be years after whatever the next thing formally officially announced is, just through nature of how that always works. What I think they should do is remaster some of the side games. So obviously we got the remasters of San Andreas, Vice City and Liberty City. But what about Vice City Stories and Liberty City Stories? You know, bring them up as well. Might as well. It's not like it would be that much effort, especially now that they finally, apparently, have fixed the remastered of the other trilogy. And to be real with you, a bit of a cardinal sin here when it comes to gaming is GTA 5 is the only Grand Theft Auto game I've ever beaten. I played a lot of 4 when it came out, but I didn't beat it. I played a lot of Liberty City, less of San Andreas, a lot of Liberty City, and basically none of Vice City. So at some point I'll play through them all. I don't know when, but I will. I have played and beaten both Red Deads, though. I say both Red Deads as if there's not 3. People often forget and neglect Red Dead Revolver, I suppose. But if you guys have enjoyed this morning's video, do be sure to subscribe and all that sort of thing, because about 30% of you guys haven't. Love you.